In this video, I'll go over the basic setup of Plant Replay in the Designer. Installing the Replay module will create a new tab on the component palette called Plant Replay. This tab includes the Replay controller and time slider components. The Replay controller has a couple different properties that you'll want to be aware of. First is Enabled, which determines if we're in replay mode. Next is Replay Time, which determines what point in time we want to query historical data. Then there's Resolution and Resolution Units, which allow you to set your playback speed, and History Direction, which will allow you to play back in forward or reverse. And Tag Pens is where you'll set up the actual tags that you want to replay. So you'll need to create some sort of interface for the user to choose between real-time and replay mode, and when in replay mode, they'll need to be able to choose the time in history, which the built-in calendar components and time slider work really well for. Okay, so let's look at a simple example. I have a tag called ramp0 that I want to be able to replay. I've gone ahead and added that tag to history, as you can see here. So first, I'm just going to drag out a numeric display and bind my tag to that. There we go. And next I'm just going to drag out a replay controller. Okay, so what I'll do first is set up a quick interface to turn replay mode on and off. So to do that, I'll just use the built-in toggle button. And I'll call this replay mode. And then I'm going to use the drop-down calendar component to select my replay time. So I'll call this one replay time. And last, I'll use the time slider to make scrolling through time a bit easier. So what I'm going to do is just bind this time component to the selected time from the drop-down. Okay, so next I just need to set up my replay controller. So first, I'll bind the enabled property to my replay mode toggle button selected property. Okay, and next I'll bind replay time to the value of the time slider. Okay, and next I'm just going to set up my tag bindings on this tag pens property. So first I'm just going to copy the tag path, and then I'm going to click on this dataset viewer. So when I do that, I want to go ahead and just add a row and paste the tag path that I just copied into the tag path field. I'm going to call this history ramp0, since it's the history of that tag, and the data type is a double. And there's a list of all the possible data types in the user manual. Okay, so as you see, it's created this custom property called history ramp0, which will be the history value of that tag. So next, I just need to make our numeric display look at historical value when in replay, and then real-time value any other time. So that's done with a simple expression. So I'll say if we are in replay mode, then I want to look at the historical value. So I'll just go ahead and go to my replay controller and bind it to that history ramp0. And otherwise, I just want to look at the real-time value of that tag. Okay, so now I just need to save and publish, and then we'll look at the client. Update. Okay, so here we can see the real-time value of that tag. Now if I go into replay mode, I can then select the date and time that I want to see, press OK, and then I'll use my time slider component to scroll through time. And as you can see, our numeric display will show whatever the value was at that point in time.